Okay, we are still working on our Georgia regions. We need to focus on locating and describing the geographical regions of Georgia. Your standard says you need to be able to locate and compare the major geographical features of Georgia. All right, those include the Blue Ridge, mountains, Piedmont, coastal plain, ridge and valley, and Appalachian Plateau. Our essential question down at the bottom, how do I identify and compare the 5 regions of Georgia? All right, by the end of the week, you should be able to locate all 5 regions, even if they're mixed up, from a map, and you should be able to answer questions like, which region has the most people or the highest population? Which region has the least amount of people or the smallest population? And other information that we have focused on about each region. All right, Georgia has 5 regions. How many regions? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There is a song here you can go through and listen to. All right, this page goes back through them again. Appalachian Plateau is the smallest. Ridge and Valley, Blue Ridge, all 3 of these have to do with higher elevations. We're talking about up into the mountainous area. Piedmont with our rolling hills, and the flatland, the coastal plains. All right, if you click on these, you can get the videos and the pictures. It's all linked. All right, here's a color version of the same map. Your largest region is the coastal plain. Your smallest region is the Appalachian Plateau. Okay. All right, here's one that we practiced together the other day. All right, we do live in the coastal plain region, so we have it circled. Appalachian Plateau, Blue Ridge Mountains, valley in the middle, down to the Piedmont, into the coastal plain down at the bottom. All right, coastal plains, where we live, the flat land. Some of it's flat, focusing on farming type land, and then on over to the beaches area or swampy land this way. All right, here's a video that we watched, GPB. You can watch it again if you want to. All right, here are our most important facts. The coastal plain is the largest region in Georgia. The land is flat with rich sandy soil. There are many farms in this region. Some crops are peanuts, pecans, and peaches. Georgia is known for peaches. Peaches and peanuts are very popular in Georgia. Okay. Largest area is the coastal plain. If we go up to the middle area is the Piedmont. Do you remember that big city that I told you is in the Piedmont area? It's the capital of Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia is in the Piedmont region. Okay, Atlanta's in the Piedmont. Here's the video from GPV. All right, the Piedmont is in the center of Georgia. Georgia's capital city, Atlanta, is found in the Piedmont. The Piedmont has rolling hills. Up close to the top, you start seeing a little bit of mountains, faults, and the ground is made of red clay. So you start seeing that red clay. We saw the outcrops of rock in areas there. All right, the Piedmont region has the most people living in it. So where do we see most of the people at? In the Piedmont. Remember, I told you that's because the capital city of Atlanta, Georgia, is in the Piedmont. It has rolling hills and red clay. All right, so flat land, we move up, it starts having rolling hills, so you have up and down hills. Now we're getting into the mountains. All right, Blue Ridge Mountains. Blue Ridge Mountains. So we talked about the mountains here. All right, these are the high up mountains, the Blue Ridge area. Here's the video. All right, yesterday we talked about it. It's in the northeast corner of Georgia. It has the largest mountain range and the highest point in Georgia called Brasstown Bald. It's found in the Blue Ridge region. The highest mountain in Georgia is in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It is called Brasstown Bald. The climate in the winter can be cold, and it can also snow here. Think about in the mountains, it snows. All right, now we're moving over today. So let's start over. Coastal Plains, Piedmont, Blue Ridge Mountains. Now we're in the middle. We're in the valley. Valley and ridge. Some people say ridge and valley. Either way. All right, you've got both going on. All right, so let's talk about this region. All right, the Blue Ridge region is Why don't it go back to Blue Ridge? The Ridge and Valley region is in northern Georgia. It is between the Blue Ridge and the Appalachian Plateau. The region is made of ridges that are separated by valleys. So you'll have high up places, and then down between them are the valleys. All right, so let's look at some pictures. All right, valley and ridge. So you've got two things going on in one place. All right, a valley is an area of lowland that is between higher places, like hills or mountains. So in these valleys, you usually have like a river or stream, and these places were made by erosion. So it used to be high up, and it was carved down by erosion. A ridge is a long, narrow strip of land that can be a chain of mountains or hills. All right, and it says that this area, the valley and ridge area, was formed when two continents collided together, and then erosion caused it to form. Okay, and it happened between the Blue Ridge region and the Appalachian Plateau. All right, so let's look at some pictures of some things in this area. All right, so you see it's some way up high areas, and you see this is way down low. All right, it says the large rolling hills surrounding Lake Allatoona at Red Top Mountain State Park are characteristic of the valleys and ridges region. So you can have some really high up places, and then you can have lower places where you have lakes and streams and rivers. All right, forest and agriculture. All right, it says there's two different landscapes here. It says that you can grow crops here like corn and wheat. And it's also a good place for forests to grow. Okay, like in the mountains, you can have forest and all. And it's also a good place to grow corn and wheat. So it can look like forest area, or in other places like in the valleys areas, you can grow crops. All right, now this is pretty neat to me. This is older pictures. It says, historically, iron mining was important to the Valley and Ridge region. So mining was something that used to be done in this region. Now, all right, this was a battle, and we don't do battles in first grade, so I'm going to scoot past that one. Now, this one is really cool to me. Let me get it out of the way just a minute. Can you guys tell what that is? I don't know if you can tell that close up. That is carpet. This is the back of the carpet. This right here is like the front of the carpet, the part you would see. Right, there's some blue, here's some tan. All right, in this area, it is known as the carpet capital of the world. They make carpet that you put in your house. So that's a big industry in the Valley and Ridge region. Pretty cool. Okay. Now, I want you to go back, though, and watch the video so you can see some really good pictures and get a good idea of what the high points look like in the ridge area and what the valleys look like, because I'm not getting some really good pictures here. All right, all of this is high, but I'm not getting any good pictures of the valleys on these. All right, we've got farming, valley, and ridge. A blank is a long, narrow chain of mountains. What did we say was a long, narrow chain of mountains? A ridge. A blank is at the bottom of the mountain. A valley. The soil is rich in the ridge and valley and good for farming. Remember I told you they grew corn and they grow wheat there, and it's also good for trees. And people do grow trees as a way of farming. Okay, we have to have trees to make furniture, paper, and a lot of other things that we use. So you can also farm trees. Okay. So a ridge is a long, narrow chain of mountains. A valley is at the bottom of the mountain. The soil is rich in the ridge and valley and good for farming. Right, don't forget to go back and watch your video about ridge and valley today. And I'm also going to put us a game in to practice what you've learned so far. Also, do not forget to practice labeling your Georgia regions. That's very important, because most people that miss something on their quiz on Friday, it was because they didn't quite have their regions memorized. So work on that, okay?